Offered for your consideration, suggestions for better English styles. You know, a student presented with an assignment will often start off with, well, how long should it be? When really a better question is, what should it be and how should it be presented? American and British English are certainly different, not only in terms of spelling, but the usage of quotation marks, which are reversed, and likewise for other languages like French, Spanish, Portuguese, and so on. While often violated, there is a difference between words ending in ick versus ickle. Ending in ick are denotative versus ickle are connotative. What do I mean? There's clerical, comical, cubical. I have a whole list of them here. Here. The historical theatric presentation is a drama set in the past, but the historic theatrical presentation is a noteworthy florid oration. Think about it. And of course, there's a whole host of exceptions, and there's even an exception to the exception, radical. It's a historical society about historic things. Then there's pronunciation. Notice it's not pronunciation. We have accreditation, amateur, banal, denunciation, epitome, etc., facade, February, Harris. Noting the single R makes the previous vowel long, homogeneous, hyperbole, integral, intelligentsia, reflecting its German etymology, interest, kill, as in what you used to make ceramics, lackadaisical, library, machinations, not reflecting its French etymology, medieval, mischievous, naivete, nuclear, often, pronunciation, regardless, renaissance, subterfuge. Now here's a doubler for you. Unionized or unionized. And zoology. Identical words differ in stress when they're a noun or a verb. Consider record versus record. You know, it's one thing to say something's a simile versus a metaphor. What's more important, what's the rule? Like is never followed by a verb. As does. Things make me happy like walking the dog versus make me happy as when I walk the dog. It's a gerund noun in the second case. While German capitalizes all nouns, in English we only do the proper ones, meaning they're unique, named by somebody. That's why the days and the weeks do, but the seasons do not. They exist whether or not there was somebody giving them a name. This logic continues through with titles, like a specific person's title. If they use their name with it, both get capitalized. On the other hand, in titles where you normally capitalize everything, let's not case for conjunctions and prepositions. Now, English has only really two different ways of handling verbs, and that's plural and singular. Other languages do it up to 6 with one each for first, second, and third person. The trick is in a third person regular form sentence, there's only one S, either on the verb singular or on the noun plural. The car runs or the cars run. Then there's the dash, or if you like, the hyphen. It connects two related words, which loses its meaning if one of them disappears. Here's an example, 2-year disciplines. A noun that has a verb and a preposition has them, shake down, strike out, break up, and so on. And also numbers 21 through 99. Here are some common abbreviations, e.g., example, or mnemonic trick, example, i.e., namely, there's only one usually, and capital NB used often in a footnote, meaning note this very well, and then sic, S-I-C, in square brackets where you use it in quotation marks, reflecting the original. This rule I've often intentionally violated. Counted small integers are spelled out. Things that have a quantity are usually in Arabic numerals. You start with Roman lowercase numerals for prefaces, then go Arabic thereafter. Decimal points are for decimal fractions, and commas for separating thousands. Other countries may reverse them or even omit them. Ordinal numbers are written in Arabic characters, meaning you can add and subtract them, multiply them. Cardinal numbers are written in Roman numerals and are like addresses, so to speak. Just a proper name. Cited dates at a point in time take square brackets, but period take round parentheses, and they're nested with the little curly one being the most inside, but I've been known to break that rule for emphasis. This one I always have to look up. If a quotation mark is preceded by a full sentence, separate with a colon. If it's preceded by a verb, comma, that, then you can drop the quotation marks. Well, this is what we're taught. I often break this one, putting the quotation marks always on the outside, noting they're inverted versions of each other. If it's part of the sentence, I put them inside. Go figure. Then there's the Oxford comma. On a list of 3 or more, you put it before the last terminal and. Here's an example that shows you an ambiguous usage. If you have lists within list, use a semicolon instead of a colon, and you can eliminate the spaces between the ellipses and abbreviations. Symbols, while okay in tables, should be spelled out as words, and an apostrophe, of course, appears before the possessive S, but after plurals, includes the X. Then we come to the end, both literally and figuratively, to references, or if you're going to go above and beyond that, bibliography. Styles do vary, but often last name, first name, co-authors, the work titled in quotation marks, but the publication in italics, the date of publication in brackets, publisher location, or in the case of, say, an article in a journal, its volume edition number, its date, maybe more specifically, and pages, and generally omitting any unnecessary commas or other punctuation. With the advent of internet URLs, try to provide similar information. This all comes from my university's most published work, which I did.